Hey, what's up, guys? You got the Dead Widow Artist just coming at you with the chart that I think be really cool today. We're going to do Miley Cyrus's chart. She's just blown up the scene, but I was thinking of all these changes astrologically, and I really thought of her last night after I did my update, just with everything going on with Pluto and, the tides turning, the power, the power switching, and I just think it's really cool. So we're going to do Miley Cyrus's chart. I'm going to use my chart on Astro Gold. It's my preferred method. I love this. I'm just going to do it old school, ghetto fabulous. Miley is a Sagittarius sun, and Taurus rising, Scorpio moon. So the first house over here is me, and this house is we. Down is your roots, things not seen, and things above are things seen. So Miley has a stacked stellium right here in Scorpio, and she's got some stellium here in Capricorn in her 8th house. So we'll get into what that means. But first things first that popped out to me is her Cancer Mars here in the 3rd house. Well, what is Cancer? Cancer's nurturing, right? Cancer's your emotions. And Mars is what we do. We're always doing our Mars. So what is Miley always doing? She is always doing what is, important to her emotionally. She's probably always nurturing people. They say Cancer is the mom, but it's also the grandma, right? So she's probably incredibly nurturing to people. But with Mars there, it can be a little passive aggressive. So she might always be very nurturing of other people. But when it comes to her own emotions and her own emotional needs, it might be kind of hard for her to express that, or it comes out, in a frustrating way. So for Miley, I would say people in her life really need to take action nurturing her without her asking for it, because she's always going to do that for other people. And in the 3rd house, it's communication. The 3rd house is our thoughts, our communication, connecting the dots. So, Miley's an artist. So she likes to communicate in a way that, talks about our emotions. And she likes to do in a way that she feels nurtures other people, while it's nurturing herself. I have a son that has a Cancer Mars. But it's water, so that heat without water sometimes can boil, when her needs go unmet, she might explode, or might come out passive aggressive, because she's always taking care of other people emotionally, and wants her needs met. It is trining her moon over here in the 6th house. Your 6th house is your day-to-day routines. It's really, the servant's heart, 6 and 12, I feel like are the servant's heart. It also deals with your health. So that tells me her moon in Scorpio, she has very intense emotions. She's got a stellium in Scorpio, so she's probably very, investigative, she wants to get to the root of things. She has Pluto there also, which is the co-ruler of Scorpio. So very intense emotions, very powerful. Nothing she does is surfaced. She's never going to be a fake bitch, and we see that with Miley. But with that in the 6th house, moon in the 6th house is a big servant's heart. She always wants to serve people in the most deep, meaningful way. She wants to change people's lives. Scorpio, deep change. And she does things that are taboo. Scorpio, taboo. Sex, death, money, life, joint resources. They say that's usually the taboo things, but the things that are most meaningful. And then she has Mercury there, conjunct her moon. So she's probably always very aware of what she's feeling and always thinking about what she wants in a very deep way. Her Mercury is behind her sun. Do you see that little dot right there is the sun? And Mercury and the moon is behind that. So what that tells me is, you don't always see what's going on in Miley's head. Her Mercury's behind her sun. So what she's thinking is often hidden behind her. Sun's your vitality, right? It's your identity. So when you have things like the moon, Venus, Mercury behind your sun, that means people don't always see that. So even though we see a lot of what Miley's thinking in her art, there is so much more to her that you don't see. And with Scorpio, it is very secretive, and deep, and Scorpio likes to go deep, but they're kind of scared of being vulnerable, which you think, oh, she's not scared of being vulnerable, but some of her is, Scorpios are scared of people getting close to them and hurting them. So when they do let you in, it's a big deal. And when you hurt them, it's a big deal. So because her Mercury and Moon is behind her sun, that tells me, she isn't always showing you what she's thinking and feeling. And that would tell me people close to her just really need to nurture her, love her, because she has a lot of water going on there. Now, what you can see off the bat is, by her presence, is she's a Scorpio sun. What's that? I'd love it hot. Thank you. That's my Cancer Mars right there, taking care of people. Okay. And he gets very frustrated when people don't see his needs and take care of him. So I'm starting to really tap into that more. So same with Miley, we see her love, we see her realness, we see her power, right? Her Pluto and Scorpio in the 6th house daily. She is intense. She is powerful. She is, wants to serve people in a deep way with her communication too, her art. But the other night, I didn't even know Miley's sign, but when I was watching her and her dancing, like, this bitch is a Sagittarius all day. I'm a Sag Moon. Because she's crazy. She's wild. Even that little clip of, they showed her being wild and free and someone trying to stifle her freedom. And you can't stifle Jupiter, okay? Jupiter's the biggest fucking planet, all right? It's going to break through the wall like the motherfucking Kool-Aid dude, all right? So you can't contain her, and eventually it's going to explode and it's going to come out. Thank you. They're almond milk too?
Yep.
Thank you.
Of course.
I appreciate it. So that is her sun. So you can't contain Miley. And Miley knows this, but there are times where, because she does love other people so much and nurture, that can stifle her. So people in her life really need to support her freedom and accept her. Sagittarius is one of the most understanding signs. They're, Jupiter expansion. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules no borders. Like other foreign countries, no borders. A lot of Sagittarius love other cultures. A lot of times they, marry opposite races. And no borders. What? Online. Like things you can't touch. And it also are belief systems. So, fun fact, Oprah is a double Sagittarius, right? Oh, you never really saw judging with Oprah is more like understanding. Like, I just want to understand, right? What the fuck? Why judge? We're all, we all have stuff going on. I want to understand you. So Miley's a Sagittarius sun and is really big on really just accepting people for who they are. She's the one you can go to about anything, talk to about anything, especially with her Scorpio planets. But she's gonna be the one to understand you and not judge you. And let's go have fun. I joke, I'm a Sag Moon, like it's the clown. Let's put on our clown nose and, go paint our bodies and chief out, have a good time. Because it's fun, it's expansion. It's the biggest planet, it's the most benefic planet. So she's probably incredibly generous. So where the sun falls in your chart is where it's being illuminated in a bright way, right? When the sun is out, it's bright, right? You can see things. When it's dark, you can't, and you trip on things. That's more of the moon. Things you can't see are emotions, what's going on under the surface. Her sun is what's illuminated, the Sagittarius part of her, and she probably loves meeting different people groups. Yeah, she's just a gem. I love it. 1 degree is one of the critical degrees, and she's got that. It's a critical degree of fame. So is 29 degree. I don't see that. I would think I'd see more of a 29 degree, but she's got the 1 degree there, which is dope. But in her 7th house, that tells me relationships really matter. Why? Because it's over here in the we side. All right. This is the me side and this is the we side. And, Miley's really larger than life, right? You would think, I would think looking at her, she would have a lot more me on her me side, just because, you can't help but notice her, right? You would think it'd be all about her. No, it really is not. Yeah, she does have some me, but it's really about the relationships, the day-to-day, how can I make an impact in people's lives, and the 8th house, very intense relationships and deep, she's really fun with her Sagittarius sun, but there's a lot of deep intenseness, meaningful things. Of course we know she's deep, but like even looking now, like there is so much more to her that you have not even seen yet. You know, and we'll look at transits and make some predictions of what we might see happen in her life. One thing I would say as an astrologer, and I'm not speaking anything horrible over anyone's life, but when you have a lot of planets in the 6th house, that can be health issues, especially Pluto there. So one thing I would tell Miley is, you know, get regular checkups, take a lot of care of your health. We see she works out. That can be it too. You know, intense Scorpio, co-ruled by Mars. You know, we've seen her video, her working out. She might put a lot of energy into that and into her health. But, you know, that is something when you have a lot of planets in the 6th house, watch your health, stay on top of it, you know, and you just really need to. But she looks like she takes good care of herself. That's great. Scorpio Mars, she's very strong, very strong, co-ruled by Mars. I would not get in a fight with that bitch, no matter how tiny she is. Okay, she'll probably whoop your ass. Because of Pluto in Scorpio. Sun really cares about relationships. She thrives in a understanding relationship that understands her, that is really about, you know, philosophy and understanding and beliefs and no boundaries, you know, fun and accepting. So I would say, you know, anyone in her life would really, like a fire sign or air sign would be really good for her. Moving on, anywhere the nodes are, there can be fuckery. And she has the North node in her 7th house and the South node in her 1st house. So that's her 7th house and 1st house right there. So, you know, also the North node, it's what you should be striving towards. So she is striving towards more relationships, with no borders, that you know, to reach all people groups. Oh, that's my lawyer. I gotta go real fast. Okay, I'm back. I had to talk to lawyers. Kind of a thing. Always talking to lawyers. It's a Libra thing. So we're getting back to Miley's chart. Another big thing that sticks out to me in Miley's chart is she has Neptune here in the 9th house. What is 9th house? Publishing, teaching, again, no borders. Usually in the typical zodiac wheel, ruled by Sagittarius, Jupiter, no borders, right? What do we get? Miley, she reaches all people, right, with her music. Neptune and Capricorn, I always say, is like the music industry, big business. Big Capricorn is government or big business. Another thing could be is pharmaceuticals, because Neptune is drugs, or hospitals, okay? But with Miley, easy the arts, okay? Conjunct her Uranus and Venus, unusual arts, right? And she makes money doing it. Why? It's in the 8th house of shared resources in Capricorn. She gets money from big industry, doing the arts in an unusual, rebellious way, makes money. Other thing I find interesting is Liam is a Capricorn, right? Venus in the 8th house, along with some other things, Mars in the 8th house, can mean divorce, right? They got a divorce right there. You know, astrology doesn't lie. Another thing I saw, which I found a little sad or interesting, you know, we saw Miley on Hannah Montana, but Chiron in Leo is something painful happened as a child in the home. I don't know. I don't really know anything about her siblings, her upbringing. You know, I love, you know, I have children. I saw her on Hannah Montana. I wanted a Hannah Montana scooter. I just love her. But I don't really know what happened, and I don't know any of her history besides that. But I would say something painful happened to her in her childhood. Sorry for that, boo. Something about her identity or something just hurt, okay? But it also gives her, where there's Chiron, the wounded warrior, that's also where you have the power to heal other people. You know, and then we saw her do stuff on television with kids, and she probably was very healing just with her presence with children. Okay, and entertainment. Another thing is Saturn at the top of the chart. Now, Saturn in the 10th house can be, you know, big business, an owner of your own business, government, ruling large groups of people. Saturn in the 10th house can also mean you're going to jail. I don't know if Miley's ever gone to jail, but she could go to jail. So be careful, Miley. Saturn in the 10th, Saturn in the 3rd can be going to jail. But with her and her presence in the music industry, that tells me more of a boss. 10th house is your place in this world, usually ruled by Capricorn, the government. Saturn at the top of her chart in Aquarius is, you know, she puts a lot of work into her career with large groups of people and online. That's what I would think more for her. So that's her natal chart. 5th house of Jupiter right here in Libra tells me, you know, she has a lot of beneficial relationships. That doesn't always mean, you know, sexual. That could be, yeah, like dating, but also like contracts. Jupiter in the 5th house, Jupiter and Venus in the 5th house can be like an entrepreneur, incredibly creative. Justice probably matters to her a lot. She probably is incredibly fair when it comes to people. 5th house Jupiter, she might end up having a lot of children. Maybe she'll adopt. I don't know, but that normally means, you know, a lot of kids or a lot of fun with a lot of different relationships. Okay, so I want to look at her transits, and I want to look at the day on Liam's birthday she dropped this record. So off the bat, January 13th is what I've heard is the drop date, and also Liam's birthday, right? Her revenge day. Everyone's loving how savage she is, and I love her to death. Always have loved her. So what I think is funny right here is the day she dropped her album. So this is her natural natal chart. Right here you can see Venus at the top of her chart conjunct Saturn. Saturn is karma. So the fact that the day Venus was conjunct Saturn, her natal Saturn, at the top of the chart is where the whole world can see it, right? Think of, I always say, think of your fence or your house. What can you always see at the top? The mountains, the trees, right? There's some things you can't block, you always see. Well, that's the top of her chart. So I think it's funny that karma regarding love came out that day, and everyone's seeing the karma, what he did publicly. And karma's a bitch, man. So I think that's really funny. What else is going on here the day she dropped it? 8th house. She's Mercury was retrograde, so we're rehearing what happened, right? We're hearing about what happened before. Mercury retrograde is a revisit, a reevaluation, a rewind. The fact it happened in her 8th house of intimacy conjunct her own Venus and Uranus, unexpected cheating, right? That can be cheating in relationships. Venus in the 8th house can be cheating in relationships. And so this is her revisiting that and talking about it and what the world sees, the karma of it. I think it's hilarious, actually. 5th house, she's thinking about Venus. We just talked about a lot of relationships. The moon in Libra conjunct Jupiter. She's again thinking about what? The relationship, moon in Libra relationships, and all the relationships he had for fun. Interesting. Okay, the sun is in her 9th house of her beliefs, about to conjunct Pluto. You see the powerhouse of she's changing her beliefs, right? Pluto conjunct the sun, power, transformation in her identity. Like, I can buy myself flowers, bitch, you know, write my own name in the sand. Thank you. You know, I don't need you. Sometimes we think we need these people who really all this time needed us, and it's really just a matter of our belief system. All right, so I think that's dope. Mars had just gone direct, which is hilarious. So Mars in her 1st house, she's going full force. It's all about her, and she's moving forward from what happened. Mars was retrograde, rehashing things, two people, lovers, things familiar, and now she's moving forward. I'm done with that behind. I'm moving forward. So let's see what's gonna be coming up for Miley, if I could predict it. What's today, the 20th? Okay, we see her big chart, the moon conjunct Neptune and open borders. Everyone is feeling her, right? We're feeling her, our moon and conjunct Neptune, the arts. We're feeling her. Everyone feels her, right? We get her. So many of us have been through that. So the moon and the arts right now, that's today. All of us are thinking about that song right now. And, you know, I did an update yesterday on, you know, Pluto conjunct the sun is big change and power. And I think it's funny that, you know, the sun and Jupiter had just literally gone and touched each other, and it transformed her identity, right before us in the public eye, right? But also her, she took her power back, and it's a change of power. It's a power play. Like, you know, everyone's going to be Team Miley. And so that was a power play. You see Pluto, boom, power. in her identity, and she's illuminating what? Deep, dark secrets. We talked about that in the video the other day. Pluto is secrets. She's illuminating secrets. I didn't even know about all that stuff, you know, until the song came out and I'm hearing about it. I'm like, oh my God, what a dick, you know? But power, secrets being revealed, what? Across borders, online, large groups of people, internet, everyone's hearing it. And that's his karma too. What would I say is going to happen for Miley moving forward? Okay, Venus in her 10th house, recognition, right? I heard, I'll verify this, but I heard like she hit #1 or something for the first time on a chart upon dropping it. So Venus in the 10th house is rewards, accolades, promotion, bonuses, being seen in the world. So definitely see that. And karma again, right? We talked about the Venus was conjunct her personal Saturn, like, bitch, okay, I'm gonna show you your karma my way, one way or another. But now the world is giving karma and seeing it. So now it's like a universal karma happening. And the world sees it, and we're showing her support, you know? I would say around February 1st, something's gonna happen with her friend groups or affiliates, because so Venus is going to be there that whole time. So right now she's going to ride the wave up until February 1st. She's just going to be boom, 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 making money off this record. Then when February 1st hits, Venus in Pisces, I think she's going to be surrounded by a lot of loving people. 11th house are your friend groups, but like-minded people, like your affiliate groups, like me. My 11th house has a lot to do with my entertainment, creativity, astrology, like-minded people. So you're going to see, after the first, you'll probably see her having fun with groups of people. Maybe she's going to take a vacation with friends around water. Pisces is water. We might see her vacationing, enjoying the fruits of her labor, or maybe being accepted into some different artsy communities, and making some new friend groups based on her arts, and maybe doing new art. I feel like I'm having deja vu right now. And Jupiter is in there in her 11th house. So she's really expanding her network. She's really sticking up for herself. And because of that, people are seeing her for her. And she is being, her identity is being expanded to other people in her friend group. So I think it's going to be really good for her and her friend groups right now, because Jupiter's there, but with Venus there too. Maybe she's just enjoying a good time. She's finding love with her friends, and it's really supporting her all the way through like March 2nd. After that, around March 4th, I predict she might be in maybe a secret relationship. Venus goes into her 12th house of things unseen. So she might be spending time with someone quietly there. She might not have even met anyone yet, but I don't want to say, but come around March 4th, I think she's going to have some type of secret relationship. She might be really sleepy. She might be doing a lot of things behind the scenes with people she loves. And it could be just friendships, but, and she could just be taking care of herself. Aries is me. So Venus and Aries, doing things behind the scenes for me, or spending time with people, or doing even athletic things, or beautifying. Okay, she might do some beautifying. Venus is beauty, and Aries is the face. Maybe she does something to make her feel good. Maybe she does some downtime and, you know, does some facial treatments or something, and spends time with people in private. And it should be good for her mentally, I hope, with Venus there. I would say by April 10th or so, she's going to come out looking really good. Miley, April 10th, you're just look amazing. Oh, is that around your birthday? Because oh no, you're a Taurus rising. Okay. So Venus is going to hit your first house of rising. You're a Taurus rising, and you're just going to be looking amazing. Hottie boom baladi, and you're going to be attracting a lot. So after April 10th, on to what happened behind the scenes around that other DL time. From April 10th to May 1st, you're just going to be looking good. Anything you want from April 10th to May 1st, just you're going to be looking good, boo. So ask for it, look for it. That's when I do photo shoots, put myself out there, because you're going to be looking good all the way till May 1st. Then once May 2nd hits, your money house is going to blow up again. All right. Yeah. From things familiar, things you do with your hands, songwriting is going to hit your second house. You're going to be really confident and feel good, and you're going to have a lot of money going on until May 22nd. So that whole time of May is going to just blow up with financial goodness. Be careful be careful when Mars goes into your third house. I want you to watch out from April 24th. I want you to watch out for car accidents. I don't like to tell you that's going to happen, but Mars in the third house can be car accidents or maybe just like aggressive communication. So just watch out for that all the way to June. So just watch that third house. Yeah, and that's what I would say. Boo thang. Let me go back today. I want to look at your Mars real fast because Mars is an asshole. That would make sense. Okay, March 13th. No, wait. March 12th, also around the time that Venus goes in your secret house, you're spending a lot of money. So I would say around March 12th, you are definitely beautifying something on you. In somehow or some way, you're beautiful. I don't even know what you do, but maybe like a facial, like I've done where, you know, they do the needling on your face to make your skin good. And you need a lot of downtime, or like tattoo your eyebrows, but you're doing something in your face or something behind the scenes. It doesn't even have to be that. Okay. It's also like athletics. But also that's when Mars hits your second house of spending money. So when you're doing some of that behind the scenes thing, March 12th, money's gonna be going out. Not that you don't have it, but money's gonna be going out. And I would think you're spending something on you to beautify you. And good for you. You're fucking gorgeous. But whatever you do, do the damn thing. You're a Taurus rising. You should always be doing that kind of shit because you're a Venusian. And so all through that time period until April 22nd, you're gonna be spending a lot of money. But I think that's it for now. Good luck. We love you and you're doing the damn thing.